Am I tripping? Or in another interview that you did you say that you were scratching her ankle and making her bleed?
I called my father before, and he told me if I had nails on to bite them. But you know when you bite the acrylic and she put it sharp.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was digging my nails into her skin.
Hey guys, welcome back to another exclusive interview brought to you by Formation Productions and Mo Visuals. I'm your host, Maher Ahmed, and tonight we're actually going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to steer away from Jocelyn's Cabaret just for a little bit, and we are actually talking to our first bad girl. So tonight we're talking to season 10 of the Bad Girls Club Atlanta, Nicky Vargas. Nicky, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really well. We have not, or
I
I
was trying to do the bad girl devil horns. I don't know if you caught
I've not heard from you in a while. You kind of went a little bit MIA, but you are. I finally was able to track you down, and we used to talk back in the day. So I'm glad that we are finally able to do this interview. It's been a while.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people have asked me and different accounts and just different people on different platforms. I never felt comfortable. And it's like, it's weird, but I always feel like the timing and the energy and all that has to be right. And it's like, what it was perfect and it was meant to be. So let's do this. But yeah, I mean, we haven't chatted in a while. I'm not that cool on the internet, but I'm cool in real life.
That's fine. It's okay. I know I got to track you down sometimes, but every time that I message you, you hit me back up, and I'm like, yes. And now that
Yeah.
I'm finally doing these interviews, I'm like, she's one person, even though you were on the show briefly, but shown a lot more, that I'm sure a lot of people and the fans want to hear from. And I want to hear all the shit. I probably know a little bit more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we got to let all that tea out.
We could do the recap. We could do the recap,
Yeah. Oh,
whatever.
we're doing the recap.
We could do like spitfire questions. I'm just that's how I'm looking at this. Like no filter. Like I'm not, you know me. I told you I like to overshare sometimes if it doesn't bother the other person. So if you guys don't like what I have to say, you can mute it, close it, swipe down or around, whatever you need to do, pause it. But I mean, I'm gonna say what I have to say. You know what I'm saying?
We need the no filter for this interview.
Yeah.
So for
No
my
filter.
first question, jumping into it, is when, if you ever did, when did you first start watching Bad Girls Club, and what made you audition for it?
Shit. They were doing like a marathon, and I was like 12. I was in seventh, going to eighth grade, and they were doing a marathon. And this was like when I was like watching Degrassi, and I had all the channels that were on like really cable channels, and I was in Yonkers, the Bronx area, and I loved Flo. I loved Ripsy. Like I think I got up to like season 4 or season 3 or 4 at that time, and then I became like an avid like fan. I remember when I first started drinking, and I feel like I spoke it into existence. I don't know why I did that, but I remember being like, I'm gonna be on that show when I'm old enough to try out.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be on that show.
That's probably what a lot of girls do when they're younger, when watching it.
But then I started going out at like 17, 18, 19, and everybody was like, you should be on Bad Girls Club. And I got approached by people for Real World actually, like a year or two before I tried for Bad Girls Club. So I remember someone recognized me when I tried out for Bad Girls Club from that tryout.
Okay.
So I think they already had an idea of who I was, which helped. And yeah, unfortunately, I went on that show.
She said, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and they didn't even have good gifts. Like they had like, oh, like here we got free makeup and robes and straighteners and no name brand. No name brand. So right, when I left, I took like 8 straighteners. I like packed them together, like 6 robes. I'm taking every shit.
Take them motherfuckers.
I did. I was mad.
Good. As you should.
I'm gonna tax you guys for ruining my time and my energy.
Right.
Wasting my time.
What was the audition process like? And was there any point within the audition process that you had a feeling that you were going to be casted?
So I think I like saw like a post, and I just got out of a relationship, my first boyfriend, and I'm like, why not? It's not gonna happen. And I just like it was like I did like a quick paragraph and sent 3 pictures, and then they invite you to. I got invited to New York City to it was in Penn Station, like 33rd Street. And I remember it was Tuesday, because I remember thinking, why the fuck are these bitches dressed like this on a Tuesday at 10 o'clock, looking like they're about to crawl for some dollars, like, and look, again, that's my ego. I had I had to check it more when I was younger. I would judge, but like mine being young, I'm wearing sneakers, a t-shirt, and shorts. I was wearing like red Vans or something. All these girls are wearing fishnets, 5-inch heels, like little, and I'm thinking,
Guess
wow.
what? You stood out.
So, but then I was like, I'm here. Don't think this is for me.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So I left, went to the Penn Station bathroom, drank a 40, went back because it was a long line. And at that point, I had no filter.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who tells the truth? A child and a drunk. So I really was just, and I was like, when people were talking, I was like, you're calling bullshit. You're looking for attention. So I was just kind of being myself. But I didn't I went with the intent of like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't need this. It's an experience, but they liked me right away.
Well, that's a good thing, because if you had too much in your head, like, oh, I'm going to get this, or I'm going to try and be the baddest, that's when they're going to point out the fraudulent shit.
Well, that's the thing. Okay. So, and we know this now, women shouldn't compete with other women. That's all that was there.
Yeah.
That is all that was there. And it's like, at least be a little sneaky about it. Like, these women were being catty, and then also putting their business out there. And I'm someone where it's just like, there's some things, it's like trauma. You need to be careful what you say, because you can trigger someone else. Like, what are you, like, chill the fuck out with your, like, you know what I mean? Sorry, I curse a lot.
Oh.
But like,
Girl, we can
yeah, so some of these girls were really wild, and I just felt like, okay, I never felt like I could fit in with anybody. So I was like, these are not my kind of people. So after that, I was like, whatever. I was gonna go to DR for a vacation. I remember a couple weeks later, they called me, and I'm like about to go to DR, and they were like, hey, we really want you. You have to try out. And I'm like, I went on vacation. I'm not available. I don't have to show you. And then they're like, okay, if you could just send me that home video. They're like, we're gonna pick you. We're gonna pick you. We need your personality. So I went on vacation. They picked me. I came back. And that was that. Like, but I went, and my hair was dark with ombre blonde. So they decided when I got there, oh, what we're gonna do with her hair, because I guess they give like a makeover. They don't tell you where you're going either.
Yeah.
So you get to the airport.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They don't, none of that. So for me though, being 22, shave my head. I don't care. I was like more of like alternative punk, whatever. So it's like I didn't give a crap about my hair.
Yeah, you're like,
I wanted to be on Bad Girls Club. And if all these girls want to talk, like they wouldn't let nobody touch their hair or whatever, in order to be on a show when you're yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care. So, but after it was done, I felt.
You're like, fuck. That was so not worth it.
When I asked them, like, why? Because I was crying, because again, I was just diagnosed with BTD, so very, very emotional. So I was crying, like, and they had to take me off camera, like off to the side. It was a young Caucasian woman and young man, Caucasian. They were like the lead production people, and they told me that they needed to reach an ethnic quota. So we already know what that means. They were trying to portray me as Caucasian, and that's fine, because guess what? As a Puerto Rican, I do have mixed European in me, and my mom also is Irish and Puerto Rican, and then but like, my last name is Vargas.
Right.
Like, I'm from I don't know how you can't. Like I spoke Spanish. My mom spoke Spanish when she came, so I don't know what they were trying to do
Your
there.
accent too. It's like, I don't know how they were gonna be able to try to portray that.
Well, it's like when I first got to the show that I met Stephanie, because I was closer with Stephanie. She was like, oh, I'm from, I live in Harlem, but I'm from New Jersey. And I was like, I live in New Jersey, but I'm from the Bronx. Who did they portray from New York? Her. She was from New Jersey. I was from New York City. They portrayed me from New Jersey. So like they just did a lot of funky fugazi stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Don't believe everything. That's why I was like, I don't believe half the stuff I see on TMZ. Any of that, I'm sorry. Like, I know things are edited.
Oh,
like they did a whole voice over. If you rewatch that clip, that is not my voice. It's a whole voice over.
I love that Italian thickness.
But it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop talking.
Oh, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed because I know you made a post about it, and I was like, I went back and I was like, yeah, that wasn't her.
It was no, it was crazy because I think like I grew up in a neighborhood where a lot of Italian, a lot of Irish. I must have brought that up and how I love, and I don't know. You saw another clip. I love Italian guys, so I think they like took like Italian and like put it in and just like the hell.
Yeah, that's probably what they did. They just took that little snippet.
You know how it works because
I
you
know how it
behind
works
the
with editing.
scenes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I gotta take a little smoke break.
Oh, you're fine, girl. You can do it on here. Like 5 other girls did it. We don't care.
Okay, so listen though, I actually have a medical marijuana license. Okay,
There we go.
so
Now
I'm just saying. So
it's like legal
just-
everywhere.
well, no, because just like cigarettes or alcohol, like if you're watching this, please be of age. Please pay bills before you decide to purchase cannabis flower. And I'm all for all plant-based medicines. Like I'm not even like everything plant-based from mugwort tea to whatever. Lavender. I'll put lavender in my drinks and stuff. But yeah, if you're not grown, please don't think you should be smoking. You really shouldn't. But
Seriously.
if you're gonna do something, don't drink. Do the system. All right, I should not be a spokesperson. Don't do drugs.
All right. So when we first see you getting driven to the mansion, what was the process of moving day like behind the scenes?
These broke mothers. Okay, yo. So it's so funny to me. I'm sorry because everything looks shiny on the outside, right? Shiny packaging with nothing inside. Okay, so those cars were all rented.
Yeah.
Cars. And then it's like the hotels, like even for the reunion, they had us in the Holiday Inn, but they filmed at a nice hotel downtown. It's just like they didn't give us food. Like they were just broke. Like I don't know why we allowed this. Like I, as an older woman, would never allow the disrespect and the exploiting.
Right.
Being young, I didn't realize what was going on until I was already there.
Yeah, and
But I mean, that should have been a sign. I'm just saying that should have been a sign. Them putting us in fake rental cars.
Yeah.
That actually had like it had like the numbers on the side. They didn't even take that and put stickers or anything. It was terrible.
Were you waiting hours though to get into the house?
Yes and no, because like you're waiting, but like you can have a drink. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
They're like talking to you, they're hyping you up,
Yeah.
they're egging you on, they're putting shit in you, and that's what I'm saying. Like some people are easy manipulated. You know what I mean? Easily manipulated.
Okay.
So, but like I remember going in with the idea, like make sure you don't get too drunk, so you could observe these females. I mean, I got drunk, but they were more drunk, I think.
Yeah. And with that being said, I think the first person that you meet was Paula. So what was your first impression on her? And did she?
Oh, off the
That you spoke at home?
well, I judge people off the bat.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I want to like everybody. That was my problem growing up. It's like I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I want to look at the potential in you. I want to like you.
And have an open mind.
It wasn't hard to like Paula. It wasn't hard to like Stephanie. I already was vibing with them and I was already lit by the time I met the other girls. So you know how you meet girls in the bathroom? Hey, that's kind of where I was. So it was probably me being fake nice, but why would I not come in there with that? And like, I don't know what some girls come in with stank energy. Like I'm a woman's woman. So like, I was happy to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and you just got on this TV show, so you're already hyped. And then the first person that you see is running to you with big energy. So it's like, why not match that?
Yeah. Well, it was easy to match. Like we were on the same frequency. That's what I'm saying. Like it was easy to vibe with her. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but she's not fake. So I'm not gonna align and vibe really with fake people. So even if we can be good off the rip, eventually my truth and your truth is gonna collide. And that's what happened with a couple of the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So did you and or Paula have any thoughts of who looked cool or who was gonna be trouble based on?
No, because again, I'm gonna speak for me, but that's why I fucked with her energy because she wasn't that type of woman that's in competition. Off the rip, she was trying to help me learn how to put my eyelashes in. I never wore makeup before. She was very about making sure everyone looked good. I know that night, everyone kind of couldn't stand Alicia because she was complaining and making us wait to go out because she didn't get her stuff. So it's just like, that was the only kind of conflict that night, I'll be honest. And it wasn't even a big enough deal to even bring up because it was brief. As soon as I saw it happen, I like to diffuse situations. I grabbed Alicia. I let her borrow my clothes, stupid fat bitch. Sorry. Again, I'm petty. It just comes out. Sorry. Anyway, that was rude. But see, it's like Tourette's. It's like Tourette's. But yeah, it's just because I went when all the girls were mean to her, like, or like I would like to say just kind of kept her out. If she was with production, like I'm not going nowhere unless I have my thing. I was like, yo, you could definitely gonna fit my clothes. So maybe not there. So why don't you go through my things? And you know what I'm saying? Find something flowy and whatever. So we went out and we had a good time. You know what I mean? But that could have went bad off the rip. So I'm like, bitch, you owe me. Like, why? Like, that's why I couldn't believe she was stank.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you realize who was fake real. And I wasn't used to that because I don't surround myself around fake men or women ever.
So backing up a little bit, when Alicia and Stephanie come into the house and then Valentina and Janae come in together, did you have any impressions on them with how they came in? Because I know you said you vibe off of energy.
So I thought, I kind of had a feeling I wasn't going to like Valentina because she looked like a wannabe bougie fake Barbie. Like, so like she just, I hate to say, but like she was trying to. What, like, I don't know what that energy is, but she was like humble down. Like, and like for me, I'm from the Bronx, I'm from North Jersey. So it's just like, even the girls that aren't mad, it's a different, like, you don't, I don't know, you feel like it's authentic. I didn't feel like it was authentic. I felt like she was trying to come in and be better than everybody.
Okay, so that's the only person when they all walked in that you felt kind of.
I was like, I'm gonna keep my eye on that one.
Yeah.
I keep my eye on that one.
So then Shannon makes it to the house last, and everybody seemed to have thought of her, like had some thoughts on her cosmetic work.
I love her. I to this day I still think she's beautiful off the rip. People like to project, all right? So like, guess what? I know I've always been open and wanted enhancements. So when I saw that, I looked like I liked it. So, and it's funny because a lot of girls that hated on her, guess what they did? They went and got their little nose done, their boobs done, all this other stuff done. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think Bad Girl Club franchise made her look bad in some lights. They did. In editing is a bitch, but she was very kind to most of the girls.
The funniest thing was the guns for the titties.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. When I say she had a long nipple, I still tell everyone that story. Like, it was like.
Well, we saw him on the conversation. Wait, was it the conversation? When did we see her? Zeus put her titties out there, I think. They showed her naked.
No, but can you get that fixed?
Long nipples? I don't know.
No, I'm just saying that because you can do anything now. Like, can you like shake it down?
Yeah, like sandpaper it down.
I mean, again, I'm more laughing with her because at the end of the day, like, I know that I always joke about me having a small butt. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes because sometimes you can't control things. Yeah. But like,
and she didn't get mad when you said it, so who cares?
I mean, and again, I'm that person. I'm that friend. Sometimes, especially if I'm a little lit, I might say something as a joke, but I'm telling you how it is.
Yeah,
I'm telling you how it is. Or I might say no offense, so I feel like that gives me a pass to say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that, like, I've never understood people that get offended when you say something like that. I'm like, look, if we can't roast each other every single day, we can't be friends.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the way I grew up, that's how it was. Like, so
you're not gonna last.
You have to have good delivery. Like, it has to be quick.
You got to be quick with that clap back.
We can do this all day.
All right, so it's your guys' first night, and I want to know, how did the locals respond to the Bad Girls? I know people try to get into it with the girls in the club because they're like, oh, we see cameras. So did that happen the first night?
I would like to say no. I feel like it was very welcome in that it was a mansion. And everybody's energy was so up. And I'm sorry, when you have high vibrations like that, you're gonna attract like-minded. And we had a lot of security. I guess it was like the first night they really wanted to get us together. So it's because I'm telling you what, security picked and choose when they want it to be security. Okay. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the first night was pretty good vibes.
Okay.
I mean, Janae got a little drunk, and that was normally the theme.
Yeah.
But
the theme. That's literally what I'm getting at next. Because she gets pretty wasted before her and Paula start going at it in the limo. So with Paula being your roommate, how did you take Janae in this moment? Like,
yeah, but this is what I try to tell people. Everything's editing. Like, Janae was coming for me off the rip and calling me a white bitch. Like, a lot of things was said. And so they don't show those parts. So I already have a problem with her. So give me a reason. That's the kind of person I am.
okay. And then on top of that, she's coming for your roommate. So
that's what I'm saying. Give me a reason. Come to my room, my roommate. Give me a reason. I already know, like, give me a reason. You know what I mean? So like and at that point, Paula and I think Stephanie were the two that I felt like I was really gonna be like vibes, like sister vibes, really like bond with. So yeah, I was gonna take her back. That's how I am. Sorry.
that makes sense now. See, we didn't see any of that. We didn't see her calling you any type of names before.
No, there was I think it was the second night. Or maybe it was the first night. No, it could have been the first or second night. I don't want to miss the days.
Yeah.
Again, we were a lot of drinking, but she fell, she kept falling, and we were in VIP, and none of the girls was gonna help her because it was over it. So I literally helped her into the bathroom, and when I was helping her and stuff, like in the bathroom, she's like on the floor. She bit my thigh, bro.
What?
Like she bit my thigh. That's weird.
So, like
Yeah,
just
so-
a little nibble or like
And that's why I was like, I'm done. Like this girl's wild. Like I'm done. So
Yeah.
that's right before the limo, me throwing water on her. Also, we went out to a dinner where we're all chilling, and she's like, looking at me. She's like, I don't like you. And people were like, and so the girls were like, yo, why are you starting with Nicky? So not gonna like all of them had my back. And Valentina, they all had my back because it was like, why is she coming for me? But they don't show that.
right.
And I think, let's say Janae was on the show longer and I was on the show longer, they probably would.
Yeah.
But that storyline didn't go anywhere
Okay.
because we weren't there.
Yeah, it just made it confusing for us viewers because we didn't really understand where it actually stemmed from.
I look so bad. I look like I'm just throwing water on this poor drunk girl.
Yeah.
No. There's a reason. There's
Yeah.
a reason I didn't do anything. That was a reason. Okay. She gave me a reason. She bit my thigh. She was calling me out, like telling you. But guess what? What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't care if I don't like you. I don't care if we don't like each other. When that all happened later on, and she saw that on the show later, like, and we connected a couple years later. Like, she came to Jersey, we chilled. I brought her to New York. We got pizza. We smoked. We drank. We had a good time. And it's like, wow, in a different atmosphere with different energy and different surroundings, we could have been friends.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad to see her doing. I don't follow any of these bad girls, but lately, again, my timeline, my algorithm is changing. I saw like she has this beautiful family. Good for her. She was amazing when I met her outside Bad Girls Club.
It's just
You
the
know what I mean?
toxic environment.
So again, I'm speaking facts on what actually happened. That's what happened. Like,
Yeah.
I could like her. I could wish her well now, but like at that moment, no, I wasn't a fan at that time. But I get to stay
Yeah.
present. We moved on. From that. You know.
Yeah. So Janae apologizes to you and Paula for the first time, and Paula was pretty receptive to it, while you seemed kind of reluctant, and you kind of side-eyed Paula a little bit. Do you recall how you felt in that moment?
Yeah, I'll accept your apology when I'm good and ready to accept your apology. I'm still the same way. Listen, I did a lot of growth and spiritual growth, but there's a lot of me that's I'm gonna honor my truth, and that's how I protect my energy, my boundaries. So if you keep doing the same thing, and it's just like, yo, it just happened, give me some time. Just give me some time, because I'm gonna get over it, but I don't want to react and say something nasty to you because I'm gonna project what just happened. Let me calm the fuck down. You don't know me. I don't know you. You don't need to apologize. We could talk later on. And let's be private about it. Don't do it in front of everybody for a show, because I don't do stuff for that, like clout or for a show. So in my mind, that's how I'm thinking. So yeah, that's how I am. So Paula could be Paula and be receptive. That's Paula. That's not who I am, and that's why I don't care if you're a priest. That's how I am.
Yeah, everybody's different, and I don't think that's a bad thing if you just need your fucking time, to
Gotta live.
Yeah, you gotta do whatever you gotta do and take your time so that you can breathe, like you said, so that you don't react the way that you don't want to react.
That's what I'm saying. At that point, I was already like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when you just need like, get away from me. I don't want to see your face.
Yep.
That's where it was at.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
that makes sense. So was there anything from the first day that you remember that didn't make it on the show that could give the fans some insight as to why everything went so left? On top of her calling you names and stuff?
She drank too much.
Okay, so that's basically
Like, no, it came from nowhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it came from nowhere.
yeah.
Like, I remember, and then she said, like, I wish I remembered verbatim, but like, she said something a little lesbianic towards me, and it was very confusing to me because I'm like, well, are you trying to get with me or like you trying to beat me up? Like, which one? Like, you know what I mean? And then even like they showed the clip of we're all outside and Paula's like, it's Converse, right?
Yes.
I said that. Then she said, and we both said that. But like before that, what happened was I heard Alicia and all them talking shit about Janae. And even though I don't like Janae, I was like, yo, that's what we're not gonna do. So then I went and got Janae. I said, Janae, why don't you come? Because they're talking, yeah, I could talk. Because I don't squash it because I'm not gonna do he said, I'm trying to have a good time. Because honestly, I'm a true empath. That shit affects me. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm trying to like cut up a rug, you know what I'm saying? Like squash the beef. Yeah. Squash the beef. It's not that serious. Like and now we know because of how the world is and how a lot of people are waking up. It's not worth it. So many things were not worth it. And I know we all grew, but if we're gonna talk back then, no, a lot of people were in bad places, not being very kind to each other. There were a lot of mean girls that were there.
Yeah.
Jealous girls, hating ass bitches. Trash. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry, like, because I wish, like, it's like, I would have loved to have did a show, even maybe a season with other girls or just another kind of show. And 100%, you need a balance of masculine and feminine energies. Too many feminine energies is not.
It's toxic.
You see what happened?
Yeah. I mean, like, cool. It was entertaining, for the viewers. But I do agree that I think that you are.
There's a lot of shows that people watch that were not okay. What was the show? The guy had like 10 wives. That's not okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shows back 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Jerry Springer, like, that's not okay. Like, just because it's entertaining don't mean like we should at least glorify this. Yeah. Like, because now it's glorified.
Because it's entertaining for 45 minutes out of a week for the viewers. But a lot of people have to think about what people that are on that show went through.
That's what I'm saying, how it affects some of these girls. Me personally, I can speak for myself. Just like, you don't know what people are struggling. You don't know how mean comments and words affect someone. And it's just like, for me, I personally know girls that are not in good places right now. I'm pretending they are, but that's not my business to name drop and call them out, even if I don't like them. Because that's some shady shit. And that's what some of these girls do to each other. They air out hard traumas of each other. That's wrong.
Like it's a joke.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
People actually kill themselves when they're depressed. Like, I don't understand. And a lot of these girls have already lost their lives.
Yeah.
So why are you going to continue to be, I don't understand how we couldn't have flipped this show and this narrative and they do a spinoff where it was positive. That's what I'm saying. Like, go do a fucking spiritual retreat. Go see a shaman. Let us watch you trip on ayahuasca or something. That's entertaining too. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's watch you grow though as a like. I don't want to watch these women that, I'm sorry, some of them, I don't even know what they're doing to their faces. Some of these women were very beautiful before. They're not being very kind with the fillers. And it's like, I'm just like, Dito, that kills me. Like, to keep up, because I get insecure sometimes seeing these IG girls and stuff. And think about it. Compare me to every other bad girl. I don't look like none of these girls. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they're all beautiful. But it's like, do I have to have that kind of body to have a following? If so, then okay, then that's not my following. You know what I mean? And so everyone's different. So I wish we would stop comparing the girls. Like, people have like, who's hotter, one or two? Like, fuck your mother. How about that?
Bitch, both of them. Like,
how like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So someone, I never got that. even when the girls would be like, oh, you're a broke bitch, or oh, she's ugly. Why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care? And that was my mentality. That's why I would have never lasted. I would have been on the news to be on the show and something really terrible happened. I promise you. It's not funny. Like it's funny, but like I'm telling you, like I would have snapped.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
and they didn't take my mental illness seriously. So they don't take any of the girls' mental illness seriously, the production.
And especially
you ask for help, you ask for therapy, and they say, oh yeah, we'll get you on, they're on site. And
especially after a psych test. And if you tell them you have an illness or a disorder or whatever the case may be, and you're putting me in this house and I'm asking you, look, I need this mental help if you're putting me in this environment, and then they don't even attempt to try, but they lie to you and say that they're going to, that's fucked up.
Well, that's why when I wanted to leave and they kind of like locked the doors and wouldn't let me leave, I'm like, yo, yeah, I know what's going on with me. Like, I need to leave this. They wouldn't let me even walk around the house. So I was like, I need air.
Yeah.
They were like, no, you're gonna wait for the production to come back with the girls and they'll screw you. I was like, yo, you're wild. You're wild.
We're gonna get more into that for sure.
You know what though? Any of those production people, I would fight them on site, and I would go back to jail because those people are like literally the worst type of people.
Yeah, it sucks because I know what it's like with production. What the only thing that's running through their mind is let's get these good scenes. Let's get what we need.
They don't even pay. I told you, they don't even pay the production interns.
Yeah.
So it's like these are like terrible people.
Mm-hmm.
Like out there making billions. These girls, we don't make the shows on Hulu. People are watching us forever. We're not getting no royalties or no money from that. What we got? I think they got like $500 a day when they were on the show. That's like minimum wage. Like, who wants to no? And that's why they were fighting over a bottle at the club, because when a bottle costs $350, you're making $500 a day. You have to pay for your own gas. You have to pay for your own food. You have to pay for your own alcohol, all that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So
they make it easy for y'all to fight over.
They make it look so glorified, like it's cool to be on Bad Girls Club. It was like being at like a camp for like boarding school for adult women with daddy issues and psychological problems.
Yeah.
And then you had secret security popping out of the walls here and there when they wanted to.
Out of the walls.
That was weird.
Little secret.
No, they would pop out. It was like a random door out of the wall.
Like the little security doors and rooms in the houses that you don't know where the hell they're coming from.
Well, I know our mansion was a lot bigger than, like, there was rooms that we didn't even use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. So let's rewind a little bit from after the whole thing with Janae and you and Paula. So, because in the morning she ends up, like, you guys seem kind of cool until you say I have no desire to go to Texas thing. And did you ever learn why that offended her? So
it's so funny. I would love to go to Texas now. Honestly, like, I don't like super, super hot humid states. So it's like, I don't know why you got triggered. It was weird to me, but like, you want to pop off, we can pop off.
And then there's a second apology. How'd you were over it at that point, right?
Again, for me, it's like, if I still feel like you're behaving the same way, then for me, I'm gonna read your energy. So like you were still, most times she was drinking, so it's like you're drunk.
Okay, so this is one thing that like confused me a lot. You guys make it to the club and Janae gets drunk again. They end up editing the club and the dinner scene together.
I think that's like 2 different days too.
Okay, so because we never got to see why Janae started going off on you once again. So like, do you recall any of that? Like, can you tell us?
That was at the night she bit me, I think.
Oh, okay. So,
but again, I don't think she's gonna remember these things because she was like blackout drunk.
Yeah. I mean, obviously she's in a different space now, but.
Oh, clearly. I mean, and I'm sure we've all in our lives, or whether it's been on TV, even worse than her, or not been recorded. We've all had moments where we drank a little too much. You know what I mean? And make bad decisions.
Dang, so you got bit twice on this show.
Well, oh yeah, but I think hers was I don't know, it might have been the sexy bait. I don't know if it was aggressive or not. It was like she was drunk. Okay. So it was like, I don't know. That was weird. You know, I was in the bathroom just
Yeah.
trying to help her up.
So that kind of makes sense because that happens, then the bite happens if that is in chronological order and they just edit it weird. And then you guys get into the limo and you say, "Let me hit her," before
No,
you throw water on her.
Oh, I might have, but like,
That was when you threw water on her.
cause I'm like, okay, so hear me out.
Mhm.
I just got into it the other day with somebody, and it's just like, I don't want to, and guess what? It wasn't my fault at all, and it's the same situation. I am gonna warn you when I meet you. I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna pop off for me, I'm not gonna argue with you. We're gonna fight.
Right.
And if we're really good friends, you know, and it's happened like once, we can be cool after because we're gonna squash it, be good. I'm like a boy, like when it comes, I fight like the boys I grew up with. So it's just like, you know how boys are, they could just squash it. So like for me, I was at the point where it's like, okay, I'm not gonna talk anymore. Like I've tried to talk to this girl 100 times. Like I'm not gonna talk to her again. Everyone's talked to her. She's apologized. Like, no, that's it. She comes to me, I'm gonna hit her.
So there wasn't one specific thing at the time that just prompted you.
No, I think
You're
it was,
just like,
I'm telling you, it was like, I remember we're together the whole time.
Yeah.
Where from the time we all meet.
Mhm.
So it's like we're eating together, we're getting ready together, we're at the pool together, we're drinking together. So she was at that point to me annoying to me.
Yeah.
But look, the one that was annoying was the one that was right about everybody, about most of the girls who was fake being fake.
Yeah.
So when I saw that clip, I was like, damn, she was
True.
good. But again, who I always say, like, you want the truth, ask a kid or a drunk. They'll tell you the truth.
Honestly, though, I mean, that is where's the lie? That limo fight was so poorly edited and it was choppy, and also you guys were crammed in the limo. So, can you tell me what happened with that fight?
Alicia jumped into that.
Okay, that's what I.
Alicia threw some punches. Alicia threw some punches. So she said, I remember, and I was like, damn, that's terrible.
I'm assuming with Janae. To Janae.
Yeah, but because for me, I didn't really want to hit her because like I don't want to fight nobody I know I could fight.
Yeah, you put her in a
Yeah.
leg lock, in a headlock with the legs.
So I put her like, yeah. So I wanted to like just choke her out, kind of like I wanted to choke her because I was getting trained like 3 years before that for female grappling. So like I know a lot of wrestling moves. So I was really trying to choke her. But as I had her like that, I guess if you look, I would love to see this again, too, slow motion. At least it was on the side of me, and that night she said that she bopped a little
And
bit.
it makes sense with all the editing because it looks like she's just like grabbing Janae to get her off or from under your legs. But I'm assuming that since they edited it so bad, they did all these fucking twists and shit with the editing that they probably just cut her out punching.
Yeah, I wish somebody that worked there could leak the real footage.
Right? Which I don't understand why they wouldn't show that, considering they showed her jump into all the other fights.
And
But
I'm telling you, it's because Alicia was probably jumping in, bopping her.
yeah,
They want some people to look bad, and they want other people not to look bad. I swear.
right. So you guys make it back home, and another fight happens between you and Janae. But to everybody's surprise, Valentina jumps in and took over the fight. Did you realize that she even jumped in?
When she jumped in, I was like, fuck it. I gotta go pee. So then I went, and if you see me, I let her go, and I'm walking across the hall, and that's the shower bathroom.
Yeah.
And I thought they would have showed that because I had all the production was around me. And then I remember thinking, damn, y'all can't even let me pee. Like, y'all recording me peeing. Like, I was like, so I didn't even get to see that fight.
So literally the second you let go, you just went to pee?
Yeah. And when we're all go, I just walked.
No fucks given.
And I went to go how to break the seal. So I didn't see the rest of the fight. But I'm like, yo, I'm not going to jump nobody. You don't get points for that where I'm from.
Right.
So, like, okay, you fight her.
So that being said, did you feel some type of way that she jumped in?
So I'll be real with you. If I was more sober and didn't have to go pee, look how drunk I went to go pee, I probably would have got mad and been like, yo, what are you doing? Because I don't need no help.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need your help.
Right.
But I mean, they had their own, they already had argued themselves at lunch and things. So that's what I'm saying. Like, she was already making her enemies for herself.
So
but they don't show so much.
Right. Watching back the clip, because I watched it very recently, I think maybe what Valentina thought happened is because she was like going to the drawer while Janae comes at you, and Janae's here coming at you, and I think she bumped into Valentina. So I think Valentina maybe thought that she was trying to attack her, but
Well, that's what happens when and when you're an animal and you live in a habitat where you have to be on the lookout all the time you do reflex.
yeah, that's
So that's probably why
true.
she felt the need to just reflex and just try to fight her.
Yeah,
Because that was no reason to. But again, I don't know how much alcohol was in their systems.
right.
So like, you know, when alcohol is involved, because this is like 4 a.m.
Yeah, and once alcohol is involved, everybody's issues are going to be 10 times worse. I mean, I'm sure if alcohol wasn't involved, y'all would have all went to bed peacefully.
They should have let us smoke.
Yeah.
I was praying we went to Cali.
Yeah.
But it was Atlanta, which is beautiful, but
Look, so she apologizes again the next day. I gotta just know, just how many times at that point does she apologize?
I don't know because I didn't care. For me, some people, I made DHD, so I was dissociated when she would talk to me in one ear out the other. You didn't care.
You said, shove your apology up your ass.
Yeah, I don't
Give a fuck.
I don't care.
Yeah. All right.
Like, I'm not gonna be fake.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person where if I fight you, it's on site forever. Forever. Like, I don't care. Even now, I nigga I fought on that show. If I saw them in real life, I'll be ready. I would be ready. I'm just saying, like, I never understood how these girls could fight and then be friends and take pictures at the event. Like,
I've never
I'm
understood
gonna
that.
knock you out. Like, how are you chilling?
I've been
Like,
thinking
wow,
about that all the time.
So
I'm like,
weird.
BFFs 2 minutes later. It's like, if I fight someone the next day, I'm gonna be like, I want to kill you.
Bro, on site forever though. Like, I'm sorry. No, I don't like you. I'm not gonna go out of my way to talk shit about you. But just know if I see you, like it's on and popping. But I've never really lost any fights with females, so I never felt like I needed revenge.
I mean, we see how you fight. We see that you don't back down and don't need to get any revenge.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, the way I have lived my life, those fights were nothing to me. Those were little, minuscule little slap boxing matches for me.
Not a street fight.
Okay, and then having that much security around, you know what I mean? I didn't know what I could and what I could do because I was watching like WWF growing up where they were slamming chairs, like, you know what I mean? I think it was like a season where a girl took the chair. I was like, yeah, I wish I did that.
Yep, season 15. That was a sister season where she tossed that shit.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's how I fight. And I loved that. Whoever did that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and at that point, I thought you got kicked out when I went for because I stopped watching it from like season 6 to my season. So I thought that if I hit someone first, I would get kicked out. Because for me, I would always hit someone first. I would never wait for you to hit me first. So yeah, but clearly that wasn't the case.
They be saying that and then they pick or choose. Like if you
How did they let the I don't really like saying her name, but the one I fought, how did they let her stay that long knowing she jumped people?
I think probably just because she was bringing a lot of the fights or starting a lot of them, they let her stay.
So again, what are they trying to promote? Negativity.
Yeah, and violence. So one of the most talked about moments of the season was Shannon calling Valentina Kunta Kinte.
Kunta Kinte.
What was your reaction to hearing that?
I'm sorry, I get mad. But it's like, so I remember it being said like that. I don't think it was exactly like that, but it was pretty much like that. It might have missed a word or two to make it sound worse.
Yeah.
But for me, and look, at that moment, that's how I knew Valentina was weak. Because Shannon,
how you thought about her?
Shannon is brolic.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon is like she was swimming laps for no reason, like just push-ups in the morning, like. And so, because for me, you're not saying that. Even if it wasn't about me, like I have some first cousins are half black. Puerto Ricans, we're all over the place. If you said that around me and my family, it would have been on and popping. So in my mind, I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, and what did she? They argued, and they actually argued for like 2 hours, and they were just roasting each other back and forth. And it was hilarious. And I was like being messy about it. But I remember if you notice, me and Paula on the side and stuff, we're eating popcorn. We're watching, eating
That's
popcorn.
funny as shit. That would be me.
So it went so long. That's what I'm saying. They edited it and 2 minutes of like 2 hours. Them girls roasted each other. I never laughed so hard in my life.
So did you think that Valentina was weak for not reacting differently?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think she was intimidated by her? By Shannon?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. But for me, it was confusing because at that point, I'm like, but you like to fuck black men and you like black dick and your sugar daddy's black, but then you said some shit like that. So like for me, I was like done with her too, and then so tradition, and this is when I became a sheep, and then I realized I'm not gonna be a sheep. But they were like, oh, we're gonna take a mattress and throw it, and I was like, fuck that, I said, fuck that, I'll get the box spring. Y'all get the mattress, I'll get the box spring. So whatever, they tossed it. Lito, I felt so bad though. She needed to sleep. She had no sleep. I let her sleep in my bed. When there was no bed, I let her sleep in my bed. And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like there was so many side things I did for these bitches. Some of these bitches.
And they don't show it.
And then they don't show, but I don't care. Just like for me, for them to talk shit about me, like bitch, like don't be a hater. Like I was nice for you. Like stop. Like you wish she was like me. Cause all you bitches are a lot of those girls went with very selfish motives. You understand? And that's what they're like still. So there's so many of them that are frenemies. It's just like so I'll see a post, I'm like, oh, best friends. And then I'll be like, and it's like, this girl's airing this bitch's voicemails. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, weren't you just besties? Like, I'm confused.
Same.
But this is a pattern.
Yeah. I've never understood that, how you can do shit like that and then be best friends 2 seconds later, but it's wild to me. So after that, the whole bed situation, I think it was like later that day, you suggested Shannon to help you do your makeup while she's on the phone, and she starts mocking.
Oh, so I didn't know what concealer was. I didn't know what makeup was. None of that. And every day, and this is probably why I look so terrible, these girls will wake up mad early and put a face on. I wake up, roll up, and that's it. That's why I'm like, I wish I was older because these girls were 26, 27, 28. I was 22.
Right.
So I wish I was at this age, then.
No, but that's good though that you didn't give a fuck about the material.
Yes and no. They don't ever show my good moments when I didn't have my makeup on and shit. They played me. They played me hard.
Yeah, they just wanted to show the worst moments.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get so many moments to work with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, okay. So when that happens and you walk away, Shannon started mocking you. Why did you feel comfortable asking Shannon for all that after the whole pool incident?
Because I already slept in my bed. I let you sleep on my bed.
Okay.
I looked out for you. So that's my way of being like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge you as a person. I'll judge you for that moment. I don't think that was cool. I'm gonna be rude to you. You ever do some shit like that, we're not cool. And production already came to me, and I made the decision to apologize to her because they were like, oh, you should make, in the secret phone, you should make her write an apology letter to the girls. You should put it in her ear. And I'm like,
what?
No. And at that moment, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. So because all the other girls didn't want to talk to her, I don't think that's cool. I'm never going to leave nobody out. So if she wants to be a fake ass bitch at that moment, because clearly that was a fake ass bitch moment. But look, did she do it in my face? So I don't care if you're talking shit from over there. Do it in my face. No, it won't happen.
So Alicia and Valentina get the idea to pack Janae's stuff and move her out. Up until this point, Alicia, she was.
A couple. Are they friends? Are they still fake friends now? Are they still fake friends?
Honestly, I don't know. I know a little bit about Valentina because her and I have talked back and forth, but I don't know if they have a friendship. I know Alicia is now like a casting director for TV, but I don't know if they have a friendship anymore.
Like I said, some of these girls done sold their soul.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So up until then, from what it seems like, Alicia's pretty non-confrontational. Did you think that it was a sudden shift in her energy for her to start packing Janae's stuff up? Or had you seen some slick shit before that?
She was another one that just tried too hard for me.
Mm-hmm. Too hard for the cameras?
Yeah, she just tried too hard in general. She was like that one white girl in school that like wore like the uptowns and the flight jacket and wanted to like be on the steps. Like she just tried too hard. I'm sorry, she just tried too hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like she was like appropriating a lot back then. I know people don't talk about it, but like for me, it was like when she spoke.
Right.
And then she was like, oh, Valentina's like, she was ready to like eat her puss. Like she was up her ass. Like, so for me, I'm a leader. So I don't like followers, but she didn't bother me. So it just, again, I knew we wasn't going to be super close. That's why when she talked shit, I was like, okay, and it doesn't bother me. Like, oh, well, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, doesn't care.
Yeah.
But you know what? Can I talk shit about her a little bit? I remember she swore she can cook, and all she did, so I'm gonna cook. Yeah, I'm gonna cook. All she did was get lemon pepper, and I hate to talk about certain people, but stereotype. She took lemon pepper and just put lemon pepper shake on the chicken, and that was it. Yeah, that's how she cooked. And I was like, and I remember Rosa. I remember being like, "Well, I'm not eating that bland ass chicken." Like,
Yeah. No salt, pepper, nothing.
but yeah, I mean, she was like the bartender of the group when we were there.
Okay.
They even had her work. Look how cheap Bagger Club is. They had her work an event.
Wow.
But she was able to keep tips, so that was good for her.
Okay, at least that's something.
Like a guest
I mean, they better
bartender,
give her
yeah.
the tips.
Like a guest bartender. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, are you working for free?
Okay, I was actually literally about to, like, you know how you said when she was talking shit about you, because Janae exposed that she was talking shit about you were having a playful interest with her brother, and she said something along the lines of, my brother could walk in.
First of all, I didn't know what her brother looked like. Let's clear that up because I seen tits
I was
later.
right after.
No. But I'm just a flirty person. I don't care. Again, I don't care really. Sometimes I just want male attention. Sometimes I want female attention. Sometimes I want older attention. Sometimes I just want to flirt. It wasn't that serious. Like, I like to be funny. Like, you know, it was more of a me just being playful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But did
Like,
you ever feel like she was being like petty in that moment? I mean,
not because she was fake to me. She was clearly, she was like, there was something where she couldn't be real to me. I don't know what that was, but I mean, she wouldn't have said shit to my face and she was pretending.
so did you ever confront her about that since Janae called it out?
No, as I did, like, I was just like, well, I don't care. At that moment, I was like, all right, well, if she says it to my face, if you want to say it to my face, you can say it to my face, but clearly you didn't. So, like, you got a problem, you got like, let's go. But again, nobody had a problem. Will come up to me.
Right.
But I respected Janae after that, and that's why I kind of like when that all went down. I'm like, at the end of the day, back to stack. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing a pattern now.
Yeah, like you said, she was right.
But I kept my eyes open. But like from my end, I'm not gonna believe you, and I'm not gonna believe her. Now y'all both on my radar. You know what I mean?
So, I wanted to know what went through your mind when they started putting Janae's stuff out. Was that bullying in your eyes, and do you feel like Janae?
Oh, I was like, who raised these humans? Who like, that's terrible. And I've seen worse on other seasons, but I'm just saying, like, I was there to witness this. It was a lot worse in person, longer.
Can you talk a little bit more about stuff that we may have not seen?
So these nasty ass bitches.
Ooh.
And when I say nasty ass bitches, if the shoe fits, I'm speaking in general. So talking in general. I'm not talking about all of the females. Talking about select few. But there was a concoction of nobody liked to wash their dishes. I also don't know who raised people like that. There was a few girls that were cleaning. It was like Paula, me. I think Alicia might have attempted to clean. But like most of the girls didn't clean. So like there was a sink full of food for days from piles of shit. All right. That water was already thrown on Shannon the night before. So, and then it got worse. So it's like another day of that.
Yeah.
More shit. So like for me, I'm like, that's just disgusting. That's like some like Carrie shit. Like that's humiliating. Okay. For me, I mean, if I don't like you, we don't gotta fuck with each other. You don't gotta just respect me. If not, we could throw the hands.
Right.
if you want to smoke, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go out of my way to be that mean. That was just, I don't know. So I was still cool with the girls, and I think at that point, that's when the girls didn't want to fuck with me. They're like,
As if
oh,
you
she
did
fake.
something.
Well, yeah, I like, apparently that's being fake because I'm standing up for someone. Nah, I think that's being real. If I'm your friend, if you're being wrong, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And then, you know
That's
what
how
I
it should
mean?
be.
But again, these weren't really my friends. So
True.
I know you for 3 days, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. So I went, my hair was done falling out with this fucking bleach they done did to me. So I went to the shower. I have a bandana on my head. I put some like avocado cooked in the oil, all that other stuff in my hair. I had that going. So I didn't know that was going on. It already started.
That's why you
When
just
I go,
out of nowhere.
so I come down like, yo, what's going on? Because in my mind, y'all already done poured shit on her, right? Then I left because I thought it stopped. I come out, now you're about to fight her. Like, she already said she will go. Like, why do you have to do that?
Right.
Why do you have to touch someone's belongings? They pour stuff all over her things, inside her clothes, in her shoes. You destroy someone's property. So that, and she's broken. Like, that shit, I'm sorry. Like, I want to cry right now. Like, that shit was terrible. Now, but again, I already have beef with Janae, so I can't be fake and jump in. But if it was probably Paula or anyone else, I probably would have jumped in.
I was gonna ask, even though nobody else like jumped into like the concoction making and stuff, did you feel any type of way that none of the other girls were really jumping in for her defense at all?
Well, I felt like afterwards that's when I realized half of these fans are delusional. Because I'm like, yo, y'all could talk just fake anti-bully at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, like, y'all want to talk shit about me, but I'm the only one that actually stood up for someone else. Standing up for yourself, that's just having self-respect and setting boundaries. Who stood up for somebody besides me? The fuck out my face. I mean, I'm not trying to like say like, but I'm just saying that's the kind of person I am. So if you don't fuck with me, I don't care if you don't fuck with me. Like that's probably because you're a shitty person. I'm sorry. Because I don't move like that. I don't move like that, and I'm not going to support things like that. And I'm not, you got people in the world that stand by and they look at bad things happening to people. I'm the one that I get involved. And that's why I've always gotten in trouble my whole life. Because I want to help. But usually helping, you gets me in trouble.
Yeah. It's like I'd rather, but guess what? I'd rather, if me helping somebody gets in trouble, I guess it's kind of like a fuck it thing. Like if that's what it takes, if I'm helping someone else that's in trouble or being hurt or something, maybe it's worth it.
Recently, and it is, what you put out comes back. Recently, story time real quick, as in Ybor City's a wild place. There was a guy passed out like convulsing on the side of a line of this club. I'm like, you guys aren't gonna do anything? I know CPR, I know all this stuff because I was a lifeguard. So I got vomit all over my arm. Anyway, I helped him, I helped the girl he's with, whatever. I come back. I'm like, I need to clean this up. I tell him, and the club owner comes, I get VIP, it's great. I have the best night. And did I do that to get something? No, but what I couldn't believe is that there was a line full of like 25 people not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm probably recording it. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I'm saying that's, and when I was on this show, we were told not to promote the show, don't do the recording. So like, imagine if we have phones, what you would have shown. Like they should if girls have the phones, because people be recording each other. That would be a good reality show.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. But I think that's
they
take all that shit away from you guys so that it can make you even more crazy, and because you're, I guess, separated from the outside world, and that's part of the experiment. You can't even go to
CVS to get your own tampons, okay?
You said what?
You can't even go get your own tampons.
They got to get them for you?
Yeah, and they got me the wrong size, so I was mad. They don't let you go out for nothing, and that's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Just, honestly, you're like a rat in a box.
Right. So talking about the fight a little bit more, even though Janae did hit Alicia first based on her throwing her shit everywhere, how did you feel when watching Janae get beat up like that, the way she did?
Oh, sometimes you gotta learn. YWL. That's a mantra that my stepdad passed down to me, which means you will learn. I'm sure she stopped her behavior and checked herself after that. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she deserved that, but I'm sure that made her self-reflect a little bit.
Do you think Valentina was trying to jump in or break the fight up?
Oh, she was bragging about how she jumped in. She was bragging about how she jumped in. That's what I'm saying. At that point, I was like, nah, no. So good. I remember I was telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I don't think I'm gonna stay here. I don't like these girls. Sorry.
So did you feel differently about Valentina and Alicia after that fight?
Yeah. No, I felt like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Swear to God, they should have got a spinoff. Like the most terrible human being. And now I'm sure. Look, I'm sure they're good people now, but I'm speaking presently at that moment. I don't know who they are now. I know who they were, and I'm sure, and I hope they've changed. But I'm speaking about my experience. And as for Valentina, I don't care if you like her. I don't care who likes her. I don't care what she's doing with her life now. You already put your hands on me, so I don't like you for life. I want to say forever.
If they had a spinoff, what would you call it?
For who? Oh, for them too?
Valentina and Alicia.
I don't want to be mean. I call it a lot of things. See, that's. I'm checking myself. I'm not gonna answer that.
No, you can't do that.
I'm not gonna answer that because I can call it a lot of negative things. But no, they did some redemption, right? So hopefully they get their redemption.
I know for sure Valentina did. I'm assuming Alicia did talk about how she went through like a severe depression after the show, and like I think she was like,
yeah, because you were a terrible person.
Yeah.
And everybody and guess what? You didn't think that you were that terrible, and then the world saw you for your true colors. Yeah, I would be depressed too.
She was like suicidal and stuff. It was pretty bad.
And I as someone that struggles with a disorder for my life, we got to be accountable. I have to be accountable for the choices I've made in my life that got me to certain points. She needs to be accountable for herself. Now, what she put out on television was terrible. So her feedback was terrible. Because I would read comments.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And again, this is what I'm trying to say. The viewers, the fans, the people that never seen the show just comment. You don't know what people are going through, and they're mean. And I got a lot of positive stuff. So like I can only I'm just saying the few negative things that affect me. Imagine her. So I'm sure she was a little depressed.
Yeah, the internet is ruthless, especially if you did something that will trigger somebody on the internet. Then it's all bets are off. You know?
Yeah, and the thing is, what like a lot of some of these girls' behaviors, it's not like they did it one time; it's a pattern. So the world sees that's you.
It's
and
different.
I think she was like 20. They were all like 26 and 27, both those two. So that point, we know psychology says you're set in your ways for the most part. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you can't grow and you can't elevate spiritually and but for the most part, like that was who they were.
Yeah, I mean, especially like you say, it was a pattern, because if it's one time, I guess people can knock that off and say, you know, whatever, that was a mistake, they fucked up. But if it's multiple times, then it's like, this is kind of who you are. So,
but you could just look at like I never fucked with women or anyone, and men don't do this. Mm-hmm. Even for the most part, men don't do this. I would say, but those girls are the type of girls that they would sit to meet up to talk about another female, or talk about another guy. Like they meet up to talk about someone.
Take up their whole day doing it.
You don't got anything, but that's just I'm confused.
Yeah, with all that happening up until the fight, so we start to see your personality shift a little bit. Where was your head out with living in the house following the fight prior?
These bitches got me fucked up. You taking my kindness for weakness. Mm-hmm. Like I will. It's gonna be bad. Like in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm getting in a bad place. Like they don't want me to be there, and like.
Is that where you started to kind of regret your decision of going into the show?
Well, yeah, and I was very like, okay, so my mom was very hard, like, so I was raised that you don't have to display what you have. You know what I mean? Like the brand names and all that, like you could just have quality. But my mom was coming. My birthday was in like 2 days before I left. And my mom, a bunch of cousins, my aunts, I had like 10 people coming, already paid for their flights. My mom done booked all the girls for spa day. And I was just thinking, like, after I got lost, I was like, fuck these bitches. I ain't spend my birthday here. Like, my mom was like, I'm sorry, but everybody's gonna have to like lose out on their money. Like, I feel so terrible, but like, I'm really gonna like do something I regret. Like, I'm gonna hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Like, cause I will hurt myself to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and at that point, I just got out of a very traumatic, abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I just was diagnosed correctly with ADHD and BPD, and I wasn't dealing with. So for me, I was ready to like destroy anyone.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was like, all right, I try to be nice to you. I've tried to apologize to you girls, even when I shouldn't have to. Like, I try to be really nice, connect with you guys. And y'all are what? Y'all are basura. You guys are trash.
Yeah. It's
So bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to be here. Because for me, I'm making this much. I make more money at home.
Right.
Why am I gonna be here?
Oh, they skimped y'all with money.
Yeah, and then for me, it was like, okay, for me, I never really had an agenda to do TV or anything. For me, it was just I wanted to have the experience. I wanted 15 minutes of fame. I got it, and bye, and that was it. And I was good with that. So I never really did events. I did any event I did was LGBT related, and that was it. And usually I did them for my friends, and I did them for free. So I wasn't like anyone else. For me, it was different. And like I don't know. I met some of these girls. I went to a couple of events, and it's like I don't fit in. Like I'd rather be with the people in the. I don't need to be in VIP. You guys all stuffy. I want to be over there doing the robot.
That ratchet shit.
And again, I hope these girls are getting or getting what they want out of that franchise. But I was not something I was trying to promote.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I completely get that. And I understand, considering I think I know a little bit more about who you are. And now the fans are going to understand more watching this. But seeing your personality and knowing what kind of person you are, I can understand that you are pretty different from a lot of the girls that have been on the show. And
yeah, I'm regular. And
it's not a bad thing to say that you don't vibe with them properly.
No, I've met girls like, okay, so I lived in North Jersey, and you know Justina Valentine, like she's doing great and whatnot. I remember I was going to see her for $5. I had friends that worked with her. Like I was with her the first time she did a red carpet with TMZ. Like I met Mariah Lynn. They were great. There were certain people I met off the road, and they were so welcoming and nice in that reality world. And then there was those who really thought their shit didn't stink.
Yeah.
And it was like, bitch, I will elbow drop you right here on the table. Like, relax. And that's why it's like after having a taste of a few of those events, I was like, not for me.
It's not for me.
Not for me.
Yeah.
No. And I never was really a club person or a bar chick. Like I used to like going to shows, like music. Yeah. Like that was my scene. Now, don't get me wrong. I go to a club. I'll be the life of the party there.
Oh, we saw you at the club.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Why would I want to be in an event?
Right.
Like, why would I want to be there? Like I want to be in my bed. I want to smoke a joint and I want to go sleep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So going back a little bit, this was another thing that confused me, but because you and Valentina went back and forth about everyone not wanting to go out that night, and you wanted to go out.
Because some girls are thirsty for dick, and I'm not. And a couple of the girls met guys the night before, and they were like, we were allowed to have a party every day for one. Just gotta get people to sign a consent. So they were gonna have a couple guys, like some guys over.
Yeah.
Ooh, I burped a little bit. I'm sorry. So, but yeah, it was like the third day we're there. Mm-hmm. We only get the limo one day of the week and on the weekend. So it was like Sunday because I left like Monday. Like I got there Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I left Monday morning. Mm-hmm. So at that point, production loved me. They loved Paula. They pulled me aside and they're like, yo, and we can't get anyone to go out. I want you and Paul to go out. And then when nobody agreed, I said, you know what? Okay. And then they put me aside and they were like, just go out by yourself. We'll have you your own limo. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to go out with my fucking self. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
And I was one of the younger ones. So like, honestly, I wouldn't have felt comfortable as a woman. Like I never did that. Like, I don't suggest any woman ever go out by yourself drinking. So production was telling me, like, get someone to go with you. So then I would go back and, oh, okay. So whatever. So, okay. And then the girls, I guess we would get her nails or whatever. I guess Valentina said some shit. Okay. So my whole thing is like, okay, but you can still have people over. We could do both things.
Right.
We're not gonna get the limo again.
Yeah.
We're on Barros Club.
Mhm.
You can have a party with a guy anytime.
Mhm.
Let's go out. You know what I mean? I want to go out. I want to meet people. I want to be in Atlanta. Why are we in the house? What's wrong with you people?
And you could probably even have people over after you come back from the club.
Yeah, when I got back, they were there, party. And that was the night that we saw Shannon's nipples. Because when I got back, everybody was skinny dipping. There was mad people skinny dipping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like guys,
Yeah.
swans in the pool, like snakes, like that. I never seen that. Like I'm not gonna say sheltered in that way, but yeah, back then I was.
Yeah.
Not very
Really young
womanly. I had like one boyfriend my whole life.
Yeah.
So I remember we were having a good time. We came back, we had good vibes, whatever. Me, Stephanie, and Paula, we went out, we come back to that. Whatever. I guess whoever was skinny dipping with Shannon, they were gonna hook up. I said, let's watch some fuck. I get told everybody, let's go upstairs. It was my idea. Let's go upstairs, let's watch some. I went downstairs to get water and to use the bathroom. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have a pink Bible in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not going to fight.
Yeah.
But since I took too long downstairs with Paula because I dropped the thing and Shannon, they were like, come upstairs. We're going to watch some fun. Like fucking creeps. Like, I don't care. It was my idea. I don't care. Go, you watch some fuck then. I don't care. Like, I dropped the glass. And then that whole thing with Alicia happened because apparently Alicia said that the production told her to come for me. I'll fight all of them.
Oh, so that was like kind of set up?
Yeah. Because that's a big ass fucking house. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly like production told her to go and check me in some kind of way. And clearly she didn't want to do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna get back to that. But I did have a question before all that happened. I wanted to know what you thought of Valentina saying that your actions up until that point were due to you being insecure. How do you feel about that?
People project.
Yeah.
The only thing I said about her was facts and the fact that I think she resembles Charlie Murphy, R.I.P. Eddie Murphy, and that was it. And those are feelings. Now, she could feel that I was insecure, but those are her feelings. She was the one waking up every day at 5 a.m. to put a pound of makeup on.
And you woke up and didn't give a fuck.
I'm just saying, like, do I have insecurities? Yes. Was I insecure, especially around her? Absolutely not. That was one woman. I'm sorry. I appreciate women. I've dated women. Yeah. I don't find her attractive at all. But again, beauty is in that. There's people that think I look like a dinosaur, and I'm sure I do to, like, you know what I mean? To other people, I'm a goddess. But to me, I didn't find her, like, she was one of the most, and her personality made her even uglier. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now coming back to what we were talking about just now, you guys come home and the glass happens and you break it. And I know that you said that it was mostly Alicia that was overreacting because of production. Do you think that Valentina had anything to do with production?
She just wanted to. She was just extra. She was extra. Like, she just wanted to be in everybody's shit. I think she wanted to be like, you ever see Lord of the Flies or like read the book? Mm-hmm. And she's like the leader that snaps. That's like a Gestapo. Like, not. She's a leader. She definitely got leader qualities, but not usually. It's not healthy. Like the way she goes about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's not a kind. To me, she wasn't a kind person. I don't know how you could do a 360 from that. I'm sorry.
So you don't think that because obviously production told Alicia to do that. You don't think Valentina was told by production to do that. You just thought that that's...
Oh, I'm sure she was told plenty of things, but a lot of people on TV and in music are puppets. Mm-hmm. What they do things for likes. They do things for you know, so I mean, that's all. I can only speak for myself. I know I am not easily manipulated.
Clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying most of these girls, they sold their soul and look bad on TV for what are they doing with TV now? I'm not saying they're not doing things successfully in their life, but
Mhm.
you're not doing anything with TV, and I'm sure that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe you
Yeah.
should have tried being a good person.
And those be the production's favorites, the ones that they can control. Because
That part, because a lot
Yeah.
of the ones you see on the seasons over and over that like
Mhm.
why do we just keep seeing them? No one likes them. That's why.
So finally, it gets to a point where you and Valentina come to blows in the kitchen. And what did you think watching back that fight? Who do you think won? I know you said that you've never lost a fight.
I don't even know. I watched back because there was a couple of security guards that love me low key, and they were like, they pulled me aside. And one guy was like, "Yo, we keep replaying the punch off the scene. We keep replaying your fight." Whatever. But all my fights were a lot longer. I drank a lot, so I didn't really remember the fight.
Yeah. So
It was like not a blackout, but like a gray out. I remember thinking, this bitch just hit me. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I remember that happening. And I remember it being a lot longer. And I would not let go of her hair. So, like, they edited it, like, they showed me finally letting go, but I would not let go for a while. But,
anybody that may have not seen the trailer and just maybe watched those episodes blindly, I don't think people really thought what you were going to do until you started swinging.
and I remember she's taller than me. She's like
Mhm.
5'13", like she's 5'12", 5'11", 5. I don't know, she's big, but she's like 5'9", 5'10". I'm 5'7".
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So she got long arms. So I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I already saw that she was a nutbag, jumping in people's shit. You know, she already did the shit with Janae, so I was already like, I'm probably gonna have to. Like, I already knew. Like, I'm telling you, I had a bad feeling about her.
Mhm.
And in my mind, she always was talking about how she used to fight all the time. For me, the people that talk like that talk a lot about all their fights. Usually can't fight.
So because you were drunk, did you think by any chance, and because you blacked out, kind of grayed out, did you think that you had lost the fight?
No, I don't lose fights. But I was hoping she didn't get to hit me.
Mhm.
I don't like to be hit at all.
Yeah.
And I promise you, there was no security. She wouldn't have been able to touch me.
Yeah.
Because I would have grabbed her hands. She wouldn't have been able to do that.
Do you wish that you listened to Paula and walked away and went to bed, or was the fight overdue?
No. Paula's not my mother. The fuck? And you know why? I promise you, look at what Paula did with Sherilyn. Paula wouldn't have walked away. But I get what she was doing. For her, it was, they're both my friends. It wasn't, so I'm not mad at her. Because again, she didn't owe me nothing. But at that point, I know I didn't have, nobody had my back. And she didn't show me loyalty. You know what I mean? She didn't show me disloyalty, but she didn't show me no loyalty. It's all right, though. I mean, all love for her.
Do
There's
you,
a couple. The only people I like in the show, I'll say this real quick. The only people I have any comments to say anything respectful about would be Paula, Shannon, Janae. That's it.
so wait, so do you and Paula still talk here and there?
We caught up here and there on like the DMs. Before COVID, I was planning to go up to New York, and I was gonna try to link with her if I did.
Okay, hopefully that happens.
Well, I never had no kind of weave, and she does all this beautiful hair, so I was like, I want you to give me extension. So I was gonna try to go up there, but then COVID happened. So, because I was living in Connecticut for a little bit, she's in Connecticut, New York area, and then Shannon's never said a bad thing about me when I was at my lowest, when everybody else wanted to attack me. She was actually very empathetic because she's not a terrible human being. So, well, let me see who else. Yes.
What do you wish Paula would have done during that moment? Is there anything?
I wish Paula or anybody, I wish I would have had a friend like me.
What would you have done if like Paula was in that situation?
I mean, if I felt like I was friends with both of them, I would have waited till the situation was over, seeing how there was security there. I would have talked to them separately. Because also, people, I think it's great that you have people that want to mediate, but they were adult women and we all don't know each other. So we're not all going to get along. But I respect the fact that she could be friends with this person and be friends with that person. You know what I mean? I don't disrespect that. But we can never be Like even after fight engine, I think that was her best friend. She never dogged me or nothing. She could have. So that's what I'm saying. That's her truth. That's how she is, and I respect it. But I go so hard, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like, bro.
Yeah, sometimes you just wish that people had the same like mentality and like friendship.
That's that on my energy, but that's what we were trying to figure out, you know? That's what I'm saying. I didn't have nobody really like where I connected. I realized I was like, I was making friends more with the productions teams. I hooked up with one of the production guys before the show started.
You said what?
I said, oh, you people try to act like I wasn't cute, bitch. I hooked up with one of the production guys. I don't know his name. It was one of my.
Was it after the show or
no?
During?
The night before.
Ooh.
The night before I went. That ugly hair, I still got it. So
there we go.
I remember he was tatted. He looked like a bootleg Mac Melon. He was from City. Shout out to him.
You still got his number.
Yeah. But I mean, he was like, you know, he was thirsty. He was like, background song, you know, we're filming for you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, can you get me beer and some weed? Because, you know, you can't, they handle you, can't do shit. But no, I had more fun in Atlanta. Like, I loved Atlanta when I wasn't on the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have so many restrictions when you're on the show. I'm sure when you actually get out of there and you have your fucking freedom and you're able to do whatever you want.
Technically, I really didn't have my freedom. But my security guard that used to sit outside my door that I was supposed to go out, I would buy him beer, like a 6-pack in Chinese food or food, and I would go out for a few hours.
You're like, go away. Let me.
Yeah.
Let me have
No, he would be like, all right, just be back. But I wasn't supposed to.
That's funny though. I know you were drunk and blacked out and stuff, but it was like, can you tell us a little bit more about your guys' interaction after the fight? Because you're like, go suck a 60-year-old man's cock.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Everything I say is factual. Like, and I hate to say it, I am someone that I would take your low blows. I would make you want to like cry. Mm-hmm. I would take your anything deep, dark, and secret, and I'll throw it in your face. Mm-hmm. And we're not cool no more. I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not saying I do that anymore, but I did. And I think the first night we were all cool, saying never have I ever. And they said, sleep with a man for money. And the only ones that didn't, I believe, I know for a fact was Paula, me, and I believe Janae. Okay. And then this horseface said that her friend's grandfather for a Burke bag. And you know why? You know I'm speaking true because I didn't even know what a Burke bag was. So I was like, oh, because you shouldn't have told me that. No one just comes up with that. I don't just come up with things. I didn't know her like that just to say that.
Okay.
So that's a fact. And I'm not saying nothing wrong. Like, get your coin, sis. Get your coin. But I mean, I don't think any woman should do that to a friend's grandpa.
So was the comment after that, was it connected because you said you're somebody's daughter?
Oh, that's just like something I say, I guess.
What did you mean by that?
Like your behavior, like, would your dad be proud?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, but like that argument afterwards was so weirdly edited that like when I was watching, I was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
We went back at it a long time, and let me tell you, it hurt to argue with them because my voice is so deep I can't go that loud. But yeah, and then they wouldn't let me out the room. They would security barricaded me in the makeup room. That's the only thing I could do was throw the chips because I had access to nothing. They took anything sharp was away. Mm-hmm. It was scared. They knew I wasn't the one.
That's a good thing.
This is what happened. I don't think when I was in a lot of my interviews, my pre-interviews, I mentioned that, you know, I can defend myself, but I wasn't really talking about the smoke, how I could bring it. So I think that surprised production. Like I don't think they thought I was gonna be able to defend myself the way I was able to defend myself.
Right.
I thought that they thought that I was gonna be a target and let that happen, and I wasn't gonna. Sorry, but not gonna happen.
I don't know, because I feel like maybe by seeing how you were, maybe in your interviews and your setup, they might have known to bring you in for a reason.
But you know what? They didn't want to air me and fuck with me because at that point I was gonna sue their motherfucking asses. So when it was aired, I feel like they were gonna make me look decent. They weren't gonna make like honestly, I didn't do nothing there, and I wasn't there long enough to really embarrass myself. I'm not saying if I wasn't there for 3-4 weeks, I wouldn't have done something stupid, but I wasn't there. So there's nothing I did there that I would be embarrassed to show my family.
Yeah.
That was me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember you talking about an argument you had with Alicia in an interview a while back that prompted you to look up fighting tips because you thought you were
So look, that part, production had me look up that. Nobody really does that. Come on. That's what I tell people. Stop believing everything you think. And honestly, I took theater in high school. So I took that to just, I thought that was funny. I guess it wasn't as funny to other people, but I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, I searched that, but that was production telling me to.
Okay, so it was just like for comedic relief or whatever footage they need.
Yeah,
You weren't
yeah.
actually worried about getting jumped.
I mean, I've been jumped. I would have been all right. Because one of them would have got a broken face. One of them, at least. I've gotten jumped before, so like I've been good. I've gotten jumped twice. Once by 2 girls, once by 3 girls, and the one time I got jumped, I broke the one girl's cheekbone on her nose. So, like I said, like these little girls, I wasn't scared of nobody. I would have fought all of them if I needed to, even if I got my ass bitch. So I would have been all right. But at that point, like to me, it was just like it was looking out for me. I'm gonna have fun here. That's funny. I was drinking. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. They feed you alcohol all day.
Yeah, that's what literally feeding you alcohol 24/7 to see what reactions they can get out of you for it.
Yeah.
Even though you said that the whole looking up the fights was kind of like a joke and it was because of production, you and Valentina, you go back and forth and she comes down to fight you. You do the Superman stance to punch her.
Why didn't the other one come to jump me?
You said
she
what?
went to jump all the other ones. She went to jump Rocky. She went to jump Janae. Why she didn't come to jump me? She was in close vicinity twice. Scared bitch. That's what I'm saying. Like people pick on people, and it's like I seen Rocky. They probably thought Rocky couldn't fight her, so they picked on her because she's a bimbo airhead. So they judged her for that. I'm saying she puts on this dumb blonde airhead. So guess what? They stereotyped her, and they got their ass handed to them. Both of them, right? Yeah, both of them.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
I don't like Rocky, but a fact is a fact.
Yeah. But so even though like that was a joke that when you guys fought that second time on the stairs and then on the ground, did any of those fighting tips that you may have looked up, did they come in handy? I know you said you already.
I don't even remember. Well, because the fight was so long, but I do a lot of grappling because again, I did wrestling and grappling. Yeah. So like a lot of I like to. If this was a street fight, it'd be different. But yeah, I would have loved to punch her right in the face, like just straight on the face or elbow drop her on the floor. But you have cops, security. You know what I mean? All she did was, and she said she doesn't pull hair, was pull hair and bite.
In the trailer, literally, like when y'all start twisting on the ground, you go like this, and it looks like you're about to sock her, but it looks like it was cut out. Was there a lot from the fight that was?
Yeah, a lot of those fights were all cut out, and I actually asked today. I'm like, why did you cut the fight? And I got a lot of different answers. I thought one funny answer was that the time we were on TV, they couldn't show that amount of violence. Because we were on our season premiered on a different day earlier, like at 2 or 8 or 9. It was like early. That girls should be after 10. So I think that's where they edited this shit so fucked up.
Oh.
That's the only thing I could think of. That was one of the answers, and it actually made sense.
Okay. And am I tripping? Or in another interview that you did you say that you were scratching her ankle and making her bleed?
Oh, well, I called my father before, and he told me if I had nails on to bite them into like thing. So I bit them, and like I made them into like coffin nails. But you know when you bite the acrylic, and she put it sharp.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was digging my nails into her skin.
Hey everyone, before we go, my team and I thought it would be a really cool idea to give you the opportunity to receive a shout out on our channel if you're interested. If you are interested in either having a shout out from either myself or one of the people that we interview on this channel, we are accepting donations to make that happen. And here's how it's going to go. For just $5, we will shout out your username or name on screen, just text. For $10, I will personally give you a verbal shout out and message. For $15, the person whom we're interviewing will give you a verbal shout out. For $20, you can submit your work, music, or anything else that you'd like to promote on this channel as an ad. All right, so pay attention to this part very carefully. To make a donation, send an email to maherahmed2012@yahoo.com with your name, contact information, a screenshot of your Venmo donation to the username @MaherAhmed, and what kind of shout out you'd like or content you want to advertise. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for supporting this channel. Please know that any donations that you send are going towards making new content to enhance our channel and to bring you more entertaining videos.